Matches Balone.
Hey guys, Matches Balone here, bringing you guys a movie review on Lego DC Comics Superheroes Justice League Cosmic Clash original movie. Yes, that's a very long title. Justice League Cosmic Clash is a Lego movie based on the DC comic characters. In this movie, the big bad guy is Brainiac. He is collecting worlds. He eventually sets his sights on the Earth, so he wants to go and collect the Earth. So of course the team who's gonna defend us and protect us is the Justice League. This Justice League is pretty much the new 52 Justice League, except for Aquaman. So we're talking Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Flash, and Cyborg. They go off to protect the Earth. They fight off against Brainiac, and they win their first clash. They do win, and it kind of makes them a little cocky, right? Now, this does force Brainiac to go back to his home planet and get another ship and come back and attack again. And when he comes back and attack again, because the Justice League is cocky, only Superman, Green Lantern, and Wonder Woman go off to fight against Brainiac, right? Essentially the big guns of the team. Brainiac beats them because he saps those three team members back in time, or I guess across time, right? Different time zones. So now it's up for Cyborg, Batman, and Justice League to get them back. Flash and Batman kind of I don't know, I guess modified the Batmobile with the Cosmic Travel mode so they can travel through time, and they're going to go off and bring back their teammates. Cyborg stays back because at this point, Brainiac has sent all of his drones or robots to kind of go and start collecting data on the Earth. So of course Cyborg needs some help because he can't fight it off on his own, so he recruits the ally of Supergirl. So they're protecting the Earth while Flash and Batman are off trying to bring back the Justice League. That is pretty much the story. I don't want to say more because obviously I don't want to ruin it for you guys. Yes, this review we will talk about spoilers, but still, I want to keep some of it intact so it can be new for you guys. Let's talk about the characters now. The characters are very funny. They are essentially caricatures of the DC Comics characters. If you guys ever played any Lego games or watched, even the Lego movie that came out in theaters, it is a very common thing or a well-known fact that, Lego is more humorous takes on these characters. So if Batman's super serious, they emphasize on that, and the other Justice League members make fun of him. If Green Lantern is fearless, then that is his main thing. He is super fearless, and he always talks about how fearless he is. And so it is a kind of funny dynamic within the team because, like I said, they are just caricatures of one another. But the cool thing about Legos is that even though they're making fun of the property or there's just a lot of humorous elements into this property, they're still very true to the to the source material. They're very true to the comic characters. It is a very faithful portrayal of Batman. It's a very faithful portrayal of Superman. Very faithful portrayal of Wonder Woman. And I think that's great. This is definitely a movie that you want to showcase to your children or your younger siblings or whatnot, just a younger generation, because this is a movie that they're gonna enjoy, they're gonna find funny, and that hopefully it would entice them to kind of dig more into the DC Comics world and eventually become a fan just like me or just like you guys, right? So I definitely like that. I think Lego has got that down to a T and have just been able to nail that type of I want to say homage in a way, right? Let's talk about the characters for a little bit. I gotta say that Brainiac as the bad guy was really awesome and really great. They kind of make Brainiac a quote-unquote collector. He collects worlds, obviously, but here what he does is that he miniaturizes the world and then he puts it in a glass jar and he puts it on a shelf, right? And it's alphabetized and it's organized and they're all at the same level and the same distance between, the shelves. And they pretty much make him a comic book nerd who collects I want to say action figures, right? Because there's a point where he drops a jar and he's like, "Oh no, it's damaged, and my collection is only mint in box," or something like that. So it was definitely funny because I exist in that world. I collect stuff, and I'm definitely like that where I'm like, I want everything nice, everything clean. So it is very funny to kind of have that as your main bad guy. Something else is that there's also multiple Brainiacs, which again, it is very faithful to the comics because that is true, right? And the other Brainiacs are somewhat jealous of the original first Brainiac, and everybody knows that everybody kind of hates one another, but it's a very funny dynamic. Brainiac talking to himself, but his version 2 hates him, and his version 3 wants to be version 2, and vice versa. It's just very funny overall. And it's very funny how they kind of convey to the audience that Brainiac is a computer. Same thing with Cyborg, that he is half robot, right? There's just certain little, I want to say, quirkinesses that really portray how these guys are very man, I don't even cybernetic, if you will. Like it's there's just a lot of funny elements. Another character I want to point out is Supergirl, right? I'm pretty sure they put Supergirl in this movie because she has a TV show right now, so she's getting a lot of popularity in pop culture, and I'm fine with that. There's take advantage of the fact that there are characters in other properties, right? So I think that's fine. This is a different Supergirl from the TV show, so if you guys don't know her in the comics, you might be like, wait, why are they making her like that? But basically, in here, Supergirl is a teenager, and she is a cheerleader in high school. So every time you see her in, whether she's fighting or just hanging out with Cyborg, she's pretty much cheerleading, right? And I find that really funny. Cyborg is the youngest team member of the Justice League. And so when he's obviously hanging out with Supergirl, they just automatically start cheering together. And there's a lot of funny moments where like Wonder Woman is just looking at both of them, with this face of like what is happening right now. And again, I just find it super funny. It's almost like somebody who's older looking at someone younger. So I definitely like her portrayal, or at least the movie's portrayal of Supergirl. I think that's really top notch. And pretty much every character in this movie is really good. I don't talk about too much of the rest of the Justice League members because one, they do show up in the other movies, so they have a lot more footage on them. I'm kind of talking about some of the new characters that are in this movie, right? So the new bad guy and the new ally. There are also 3 other people that show up in this movie. One of the selling points for this movie is obviously the title is called Cosmic Clash, and they're going to team up with the Legion of Superheroes. So in one of those times, that Batman's traveling he goes to the future to try to see Superman, where he meets up with the Legion of Superheroes. And I think they're fine. They definitely showcase their powers and what they're able to do. But it's not a lot of history. I don't think it's a lot of because Legion of Superheroes is a fairly big team, so there was a throwaway line to why there's only 3 members. But I think it does a very good introduction to the superheroes. It's not the greatest portrayal of them. We don't get a lot of time with them. But again, it's because you have X amount of time in the movie. There are so many characters, and the story isn't revolved around the Legion. So for that mindset, I think they did a pretty okay job at introducing us to the Lego versions of Legion of Superheroes. So that's still fairly cool and awesome. Man, I'm just trying to think of what else I could say. I really enjoyed this movie. It was really funny. Oh, okay. So, right towards, I guess, coming into the climax where they're finally gonna confront Brainiac for the second time and really, give it a fight to save the Earth. Cyborg has built jets for each of the Justice League team members, and of course, you know, natural thought is like, why would he need jets? Because obviously a lot of them fly. They have superpowers. Why do they need jets? But if you're any type of man, I want to say Power Ranger nerd, Voltron nerd, when you see these jets and how they're flying formation, you're gonna get this like big smile on your face. When I saw them, I was just like, oh my god, please, are they gonna do this? And eventually they do, and I just find it really funny. Again, I don't want to talk too much. I'm gonna keep it very vague because I want you guys to go watch it. I definitely recommend this movie to you guys, so I want you guys to go watch it and just enjoy it. It's a very funny movie. That's pretty much all I can say for this movie. It is very funny, and I'm 22. I'm into all of DC Comics, and I still find it very enjoyable, even though it skews to a younger audience. I think a lot of the jokes are very funny. Again, true to the comics, and it's just overall enjoyable. So if you got somebody younger who you want them to kind of get into Batman and Superman, there is a little bit of a Batman Superman fight. So again, I guess if you're gonna take someone to the movie, this will be a nice little preparation for that movie. But yeah, overall, it is a very great, fun, enjoyable time. Highly recommend to you guys. I rented it, but I would go and buy the movie. It was that good. And the cool thing, if you guys buy the movie on Blu-ray, it does come with a little minifig, and that's pretty much all of the Lego DC Comics movies. They come with a little minifig, and this minifig, I believe, it is Cosmic Boy, which again, he is one of the Legion of Superheroes movies. So if you guys can go find that, definitely go, and then you have your little Cosmic Boy to play around with. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Justice League Cosmic Clash. Comment down below, guys. Tell me, guys, are you guys interested in the movie? Do you guys care for any of the Lego properties? Or I guess Lego movies based on DC Comics? Are you just not interested because it's just too kiddie for you? Whatever your thoughts, comment down below. Like the video, guys. Like it, dislike it if you didn't, and subscribe and look forward to more videos. Thanks and goodbye.